We're just getting past some of the knee-jerk reaction after Harvey. Walk us through what you're seeing in terms of Irma so far.
Yeah, quite a few things moving this morning, Guy. Obviously, we have an impact on cotton and also orange juice future prices, but the real action remains in gas, as you just pointed out. If you think back to Hurricane Harvey, we did see gas prices forced up. Well, they're coming back down now off the back of Hurricane Irma. I think gas for October delivery was down something like 10 cents overnight to just under $3. Now, why is that happening? Think back to Hurricane Harvey. That was really a supply and a demand story. So we had supply impacted because we had a bunch of refinery outages in the Gulf Coast, but we also had demand impacted because we simply had a lot of power outages and a lot of stranded cars, for instance, in areas like Houston. And so gas usage was coming down. Now, when it comes to Irma, that is expected to be a pure demand story. We aren't expecting the hurricane to move northwest into places like Port Arthur or Beaumont, Louisiana. We're expecting it to do a direct hit on Florida and then move upwards along the coast. That would mean that it takes a chunk out of Florida's demand. Florida is a big importer of gas, but it doesn't necessarily impact supply. And of course, all of that is being interpreted as a bearish signal in the gas market.
Fascinating. So that's the way that the pricing has worked around the various different hurricanes, depending on which parts of the infrastructure they hit or don't hit then, Tracy. Is there a risk that we see further impact then, above and beyond what you've described?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Anna. So I don't want to play down the risk of this storm. If you look at the words that some of the meteorologists are using to describe Irma, I mean, superlatives galore. We have monster storm, we have unprecedented, historic. This is a Category 5 storm that could come with 185-mile-per-hour winds for days, not just one day. It's so big that some meteorologists are talking about the need to upgrade it to a Category 6 storm, so literally off the scale there. Now, right off the back of Irma, we do have Jose coming up as well. So you would think at a minimum, with both Irma and Jose messing around in Caribbean waters and coming up the Florida coast, that there is going to be an impact on ports. That impact could be so widespread, again, depending on the strength of the storm, that you end up affecting oil exports from places like Mexico or again in the Gulf Coast. So really, when you have storms of this degree and really this number of storms, it becomes very difficult to predict some of the second order effects that you're going to get on energy infrastructure assets.